My name is Thomas Howell. I have been conducting interviews on behalf of New Line Cage Fighting with the permission of Keith No. Despite that, my opinions are that of my own. They do not reflect New Line. I'm an independent person just conducting interviews on behalf of them. Today, I am here with Ram Elkins. He's one of my personal favorite fighters to watch. He's very entertaining. He has heart, and he's been at it for a good bit. So your last fight, if I'm not mistaken, unless you've had any fights since then, you come off of a draw. I didn't get to watch that fight personally, but from the comments, I said everyone was leaning more towards that you won the fight. So, do you kind of want to start off, take us off what happened with that fight and maybe your point of view of that match?
Yeah, man. I thought I won that one pretty outright. Um,
Yeah,
he wasn't really landing any shots on me. I was landing shots and combos, and you know, I landed over 50 unanswered punches the first round alone. I mean, it went to a split decision, but the first round and the second round were pretty much the same. I kept the same intensity up. The third round, I lightened up a little bit on him, and the only reason I did that is I was waiting for the clacker the last 10 seconds or so to go and tear in just to make sure I cemented the victory. But even in the third round, he only landed like two punches on me. They were clean. He kept going for like a body jab, but he was barely touching me with it. And every time he did that, I would hit him at the same time. So I don't really know how scoring went the way it did. With one of the judges saying he got all three rounds and stuff. I don't know. I don't understand how that happened. I can't find anybody who does understand how that happened. But at the same time, like it's not the first time that I've had a fight that I thought I won or
oh
had a
yeah,
first time. And it's not the first time that I had a fight that even my opponent came to me and was like, "Dude, I thought you beat me," and I was like, "I thought I beat you too, dude." like. So it is what it is. Part of the learning process. I just keep getting back in there and grinding it out and keep going because I'm coming from more of like a tough man, rough and rowdy background, from street fighting into that, and then into actually like training to fight, training to box. Um, Over the years, what I find is that unless you're come up in like USA boxing and in the scoring system and the way they do things, and even some of those guys don't understand how the scoring works.
yeah.
But you know, it is just what it is. I mean, like you just get back out there and go back to it again. But I know it shuts down a lot of people, and what bothers me about it isn't really me and my situation. It's that I know really good fighters who have came in and like felt that they should have won a fight and they could look
Yeah,
like they should have, but they just couldn't handle the loss. And it may discourages some people who are coming up or learning.
it's
Worse than
just
an
part of it.
early stoppage does. Yeah, it's like some I've seen people who've came in and like someone's going to lose no matter what. So when I go
Yeah,
into a fight, I try to find people who are decently tough or whatever. With Pedro, what happened with that one was um, I originally wasn't going to fight on the card at all, and they just came to me and said, "Hey, we got this dude. He's down to fight." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I just took the fight, you know,
yeah. I
which
remember. I
happened.
didn't think you were going to take it.
No, because I'd already made a big post. I was planning on taking off some time till after the first of the year. I'm just training like a lot
Yeah,
and just focusing on my general athleticism, just trying to get back in the shape I used to be in. Because fighting regularly like I was, where I did like 4 fights in 6 weeks and like not
yeah,
not having time to recover, I felt myself like really dropping down. And there was a couple points in there where I was like I'm not talking shit about Heidenreich because he hits really hard. Like he does hit hard. He's like
yeah,
a truck. But I could have outboxed him if I was in better shape at the time. But coming off
yeah,
of back to back fights, and then when I got the Geo, like Geo did a good job. He knew how to beat me. But when I got the Geo, man, I was kind of beat up still from the other three fights before Geo,
yeah,
and that's what I wouldn't mind running back later. But I'm not sticking around amateur too much longer. So
yeah. Um,
that's why I got to take the next few months and really tighten up everything.
yeah. I You do great now. So once you've had time to just train more and like hone some stuff up, you'll go out there and knock out everyone you come across. Most of the people that I have talked to, fighters and fans, like they all kind of agree that the judges just seem biased. Like I don't know if they have their own favorites before they go in or what, but
Yeah,
it
I'm
just seems like sometimes they just pick whoever they want or whoever show votes more. Really.
yeah, I'm not gonna go dog them or anything, because they're people and I'm sure they see what they see, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I'm very as a person, I tend to lean more towards black and white. I'm aware there's a gray area, and I try to actually look into it,
Yeah.
but my brain itself wants to go towards like black and white on things. So, um, whenever I apply like my logic things to see like in my brain it goes like right or wrong or this or that, and
Yeah.
but I'm aware there are people and if I was in the same situation, I'd like to think that I personally would go, okay, this guy had the ring control. This guy got, I'm getting, he's going to keep his points for being the on the aggressive side of things and being active. He let
Yeah.
this guy landed more significant punches. This guy landed more punches, you know. But then for like them to be like, yeah, he got all of them. It's like I landed more punches. I landed more significant punches. I was landing combos on this dude, and I was controlling the ring. I was putting him pretty much wherever I wanted him to go to. I'd walk him down, corner him off, and yeah, he would get out after I hit him like 5 or 6 or 8 times. He would slip out of the corner, but that I should already been up in the points there. He never dropped me, like it kind of gets those kind of situations. It's like, how do they score that like that? I don't understand. I would love him to explain it to me, because I'm thinking about going up and actually taking a class on judging just so I get a rough idea about like some of the thought process because
Yeah.
I know how it's supposed to be scored, ring
Yeah.
gentlemanship and whatnot, but I don't know how some people think it or like, how they even see it from different angles because I'll have people send me videos where they filmed it from those different angles. I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know how you can do that from any other angle. I don't get it. So, and as someone who's leaning into coaching right now, I'm coaching a couple people. I just had Elijah Bailey just fought in a fight this weekend, did really good. He came to a close split decision, but I think in a lot of ways, I think he edged out on that one too. But I think it was more along the lines of when he was being defensive, he was backing away. I was watching the fight a little bit, he backed away a little bit. Man, he was cracking some of those overhands he was throwing. He was landing pretty much unchecked whenever he wanted
Yeah.
to, and he was getting his head out of the way and he was slipping the punches. But it was nice, man. But the I'm leaning a little more towards that. I'm going to really need to understand where they're coming from with some of these decisions. That way, I can make sure that my fighters get the right decision. Because you
Yeah.
shouldn't have to go to a fight and just be like, I have to knock out this guy.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't know if it's the Appalachian region that just wants you guys, everyone to chase headshots or what it is. But like, you should be able to
Headhunt,
come in and
yeah.
actually box and expect to get a fair boxing score. Not come in and try to actually box and be like, well, I got to knock the guy out in order to win.
Yeah.
Because that like you shouldn't have to worry about leaving it up to the cards and on anything like so that bothers me just as someone who's kind of trying to probably the next 2 years I won't be doing this anymore within a year or two. I'll be 40 years old, and I want to get everything I can done, and then I'm already transitioning over to being more in corners and being training more people. So um, that's kind of where my thing's going to with it.
Well, that would be good just to be able to stay involved no matter what. I haven't done any fights yet, but like I've told you before, I'm thinking about maybe debuting within a year or two myself. I don't know if I ever will. It's just I want to. I want to so bad. Um, but I guess to kind of further upon that, what got you started into boxing? When did you first start, and why did you first start?
Man, I just tried to stay out of trouble. uh, when I was young, I had a bit of I had a chip on my shoulder a little bit. My dad was a street fighter, and he was always getting into altercations. And he taught us how to fight around the house and stuff. Like taught us how to throw hands. He would do a little like from I was far back as I can remember, I was throwing punches in my dad's hands, and we would slap box even around the house as a kid.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really transition well to society. Certain standards don't. And you know, I was raised old school. You know,
Yeah.
where it was like somebody said something bad to you, cracked them. You
Oh
didn't
yeah.
let him get the first punch. As soon as you see them drop that shoulder back, you anticipated they were getting ready to swing at you. You went and took care of it. And you didn't let anybody dog you, put you down. You know, kind of. At the same time, though, my dad was religious. He did teach turn the other cheek, but he said you only got
Yeah.
two cheeks, kid. So you turn the other cheek, you turn the other cheek. You got to do something.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I got into a lot of altercations at school. Got in a lot of altercations growing up into the system for different reasons, not just fighting, but even in that situation, I had a tendency to go to blows. I was living in Dunbar, and I was dating a girl, and she was this is where it gets to the boxing time. So I was dating a girl, and she was a pretty girl. She was into like modeling or something, and but I was really kind of shallow at the time. You know, I'm like in like seventh,
Yeah.
eighth grade, and it is what it is. And I'm a lot. This girl yawned, and it looked like a snake eating an egg. Like he was like, wow, like her jaw, like look at that. I was like, dude, that's disgusting. I dumped her for it. Like I was like, I can't not even look at you right anymore. That's how shallow I was. It was bad. But her cousin decided that he didn't like me too well after that, so he got mouthy. And I'm like, I beat the shit out of people on the street. I'm not worried about this. And I was bigger than him. I was like, fair, I'll beat his ass. And I go, we had words throughout the day. Like we got about gonna fight like 4 times throughout that day. And I went to go sit down in art class, and he pulled my chair off underneath me. This is when Dunbar was a junior high in the art class. So anybody who's watching who went there knows they might have been in the room when this happened. But he pulled that chair off from underneath me, and I about fell down. So I stood up and I pushed him. And that's about the last thing I remember. He hit me. I don't know how many times. They said I tried to tackle him. I think I about fell on him. I think he about had me out. And
Yeah.
I'm not easy to knock out. So that
Oh
was
yeah.
kind of impressive. But he blacked both my eyes, gave me two conjunctive hemorrhage in both eyes. I had
Oh
knuckle
God.
prints in my rib cage. So he was going body head. He was throwing some combos. I don't know what the fuck happened. But I blindly, like, they kicked me out of class. I'm like blindly walking down the hallway, find my way. And I got down there and I saw him and I was like, hey, dude, I'm not going to fight you like at fair anymore, you know? Like,
Yeah.
but I found out he was like a junior Golden Gloves or something.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, I got to learn how to actually box, man.
Yeah.
So I gotta learn how to like actually box, like not just street fight. So that got me into wanting to train. And then
Yeah.
that was Davis Stewart in Lewisburg, and I had to got there, put a bag up, and tell me a heavy bag, and show me how to wrap my hands, teach me how to hit the bag, and a, learn how to put my aggression and anger in that spot in that direction.
Yeah.
Um, when I lived in Bluefield, I started doing a kickboxing class there. I wasn't allowed to compete because I was state custody. I was in a group home, but I started doing the class and training there with those guys, and
Yeah.
doing heavy bag and learn how to actually throw punches with some technique and move around better and my footwork and whatnot. And it was just went from there, and I just kept training. And then street fighting, backyard boxing, and stuff like that. And then we had Tough Man and Rough and Rowdy. Is about the only thing we could do back then because
Yeah.
you might not know, but like we really had nothing other than that before probably 12 years ago, 13 years ago, you know.
I remember
And
when Rough and Rowdy still went on and stuff. My stepdad used to fight in it.
yeah, the old school Rough and Rowdy before the whole like weird uh
Yeah.
redneck brawl stuff.
He was in
Sorry
it
if
in
you guys
like
want me. Sorry if you
2005.
guys want me to find a redneck brawl or something, but I just not really a big fan of the whole calling out people. Although I've been trying to get CJ Akers to fight me. I'll
He
say it right now.
won't.
You can post that clip right now. He
He
won't
won't
fight
do
me.
it.
I want 2 minute rounds, and I don't care about money. I don't like you know what I mean. Like I just want to become fight me in 2 minute rounds and
I'll
actually try to fight me.
I'll tag him in this. I've seen him. All he does is push people around. And if he would hone his skills, he would be such a good fighter. I can tell he's
He's
got it in
strong.
him. Yeah.
He's strong. He's got reach. If he and maybe he'll train up and fight me before. Nah, he ain't gonna have time to fight me before then. I tried, but March I'm supposed to fight Eric Slocum in a kickboxing match,
Is that for
professional
New Line
kickboxing.
or no?
Uh, I'm not sure. I think right now, yeah, it's gonna be for New Line. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like to go see some more of your fights. I didn't get to see that one, but next time you fight, if I know ahead of time, I'll try to get to go to it. That way I can watch it. I love watching you fight. It's always entertaining because you know you're going to go out there. It's going to be a slugfest. It ain't going to be like those people that just run around the ring or something like that. You always know
Yeah,
there's
I don't. I
going
don't.
to be
I'm
good
not.
fist thrown.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole like. I am and I ain't. Like I like watching a good boxing match where the guy's leading him in, where he's setting him up. Um, we got some good fighters like that. Like I like if you watch Jordan Varney box, he'll back himself up in that corner and the way he cuts out and he'll catch him with that left, and it's man it cracks off. And there's good
Yeah.
fighters who can set that up and lead up. And boy Eli, I'm training, he does that. He backs away and then he catches them when they come in. And
Yeah.
so there is a skill to that moving around where you kind of run. And then there's people who are like, I'm tired and dead and I can't do this. So every time I get to an
Yes.
altercation, I'm just going to throw a jab and back up and run away. And which is cool, you can survive. But if you win that way, I feel like you didn't really win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll give Gio because Gio was throwing like 2 or 3 piece combos on his way out, like bap, 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 he was being smart about backing out, and every once in a while I would sink on one of them. So I'll give him credit for that. But like my first fight with Adam Moore, he was worn out after the first round, and then he just ran for me. I had to yell at him. I was like, Adam, don't stop fight me, dude. Like,
Yeah.
but he was sick. He told me afterwards that he was sick when he fought me, and I was like, kind of feel bad for yelling at you, but you probably shouldn't have got in the ring.
I
But
like
the
the
second
matches
second
with
fight with him,
him.
then I fought him again, and I was sick. I
Yeah,
had I got sick, had pneumonia like the week before, and I hacked up some shit that morning. And I was like, man, but I felt good enough to fight. You know, I went all 3 rounds, and you know, I stayed active the whole 3 rounds. But you can see that one at one point. I took a deep breath. I put my hand on my chest, took a deep breath. I just threw my I threw my overhand after I caught my breath for a second. But yeah, it was I'd like to have had Adam with him being healthy and everything. He's going through some health issues. So if anybody out there wants to pray for him, I would pray for him because he's going through some stuff.
definitely.
He's so it looks like he's doing stronger, getting stronger and doing better. But I like to see him make a good comeback, you know,
I'll
healthy and
post in the
everything.
description asking for prayers as well. I've seen where
Yeah.
Larry has posted asking for prayers for him and stuff in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, he's very accident prone. So that's part of it. But also, you know, he doesn't have quit in him. So whenever he is hurt or he's injured, he just keeps going until he gets in the hospital. So which I'll give him credit for that. He's really got that. He's got the grit. He's Adam Moore is all grit. So
Yeah,
skill is something he's been working on that I feel like the second fight with him he had showed more skill. And from what I'm seeing him hitting the bag and the little work I'm seeing him doing right now where he's sick, yeah, he might be getting ready to make a pretty serious comeback if he gets healed up good. Yeah, they let him fight,
yeah,
so it'd be cool. But I want to go up and get some more work with those guys too. But I think my next two opponents are shorter than me, so I'm not really trying to fight too many tall guys in training camp right now. Trying to keep them all
yeah,
around my height or a little shorter.
yeah,
But I mean, I'm trying to get up. I've been trying to go up and train with Paul Westfall every Monday. Um, get some work in with him. He was cool enough to invite me up to train with him. Uh, past 2 Mondays, I've had stuff come up, which kind of irks me a little bit because it's such a good opportunity. But I was up there. I've been up there Monday before that. I try to go Sunday, train at Doghouse and get the sparring up there, and then Monday I try to go Paul. I try to run 3 miles twice a week. I try to do I get in my sprints twice a week, and I've included some lifting, just shoulder and chest work, and it's all more of hypertrophy, just training for endurance more than anything. I do sets of 25, 40-pound dumbbell sets of 25, and I do those until failure. So I do 25 reps, 1 minute off, 25 reps, 1 minute off, and I'm not just sticking to like 4 reps that I'm doing until I just can't lift it anymore. And then I'm
yeah.
switching up the grips to where I can work a different part of my pec or a different, you know, if I hit triceps or biceps, I'm hitting all the muscles. And I'm working them until exhaustion. And my
Putting in
intention
the
that's
work.
to build, yeah, my intention that's to build strength into them, but also be able to throw punches for 3 minutes straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Without my arms getting too tired, but not just, but also be able to keep the same intensity and power up the whole time. So that's what I'm kind of training for. Plus, you know, I'm going up like Sam's Gym is a great place for me to go to focus on some of the tighter aspects of skills. Anybody will tell you, man. West Virginia is known for West Virginia, Kentucky is known for guys who have a lot of grit and a lot of toughness. They're just tough dudes and who brawl out. And Ohio
yeah.
is they got a lot more. They got a lot more skilled boxers, skilled fighters who are going to come in more technical on things. We
Sam's
got a
Gym
nice
had
little
the Big
mix.
Winter Championship recently, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, they've had championships coming through there for over 50 years. So
Yeah,
Sam was like 1975, 1970, maybe 65, 75.
yeah.
And he fought Madison Square Garden.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Buster Douglas trained there. Jeremy Bates trained up there for he trained up there to fight Vander Holyfield. He fought Vander
Yeah,
Holyfield after he trained up there. Um, so yeah, it's kind of a magical place in the boxing world. It's the oldest boxing gym in the U.S. So I really enjoy going up there and getting that technical work in. Um, they refer to like yeah, whenever like we talk about like Doghouse and stuff, like Mike is, you know, 4-time world championship kickboxer, and
yeah,
he has more titles probably regionally than anybody I have ever met. Um,
yeah,
so he's got a lot of that skill, and he was a pretty exceptional inside fighter too with his sweet jab to get in there
yeah.
as far as boxing goes, and like so he works with me a lot, and we have a similar stature, so that helps out a little bit
Oh, yeah,
for me, and he's really improved me getting in there with him. Because my first couple fights, I didn't really have anybody to train with. I trained with me, like Tyler Estep, the ABA lightweight champ.
yeah,
I guess he vacated or something. I don't know, but he's like a brother to me, and I hit him up And I was like, hey man, like I think I'm gonna get back into boxing. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I lost a bet with Matt Garrison. I gotta take a boxing match. I said, I need to lose weight and get in shape. And he helped me drop like 40 pounds, like
Oh, that's good.
quickly, like 4 weeks. Like we were training really hard, and he was great for conditioning coach for me and just getting my footwork tighter and back to where I knew where it needed to be, and just showed me little tweaks I could make. So he helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
But when you take 14 years off from
Yeah.
boxing, you come back, you can't just roll off the couch and have that conditioning back. But I think I've
Oh
really got
yeah.
my conditioning back under control. So
Well, I see the videos of you like posting that of like doing runs and workouts on Facebook. It looks like you're doing some pretty high intensity stuff. So I believe that you're getting everything back.
I like that point where I feel like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like it's hard. It sounds so cheesy, man, but like it really like
Oh, it brings something
I,
out.
I get when you get to a certain stage of complacency, it makes me depressed.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I've been asked by people like, hey, why are you never satisfied? And I'm like, I I don't know why I'm never satisfied, but I don't know that that's a bad thing. You
Yeah,
know,
I
like
understand
so
what you mean
I've
completely. Yeah.
always like I put in for higher spots than what I'm qualified for, and I go interview for them for work, like
Yeah.
for promotions. And I'm always there, like, hey, this is going to be really difficult. And I'm like, sweet, you know. And
Yeah.
I brought up a couple people to fight, and I've been like told, like, are you crazy? And I'm like, yes, yes, I am a little bit,
Yeah.
like I'm down.
You
Like
gotta be to
they're
fight though. You
talking,
gotta be.
yeah, like I was. As soon as I seen Mike Perry's Dirty Boxing, I was like, that's right up my alley because I had some Muay Thai background. I know how to throw elbows into clinch. I know how to get in tight. This stuff I'm not allowed to do in boxing. And I'm like, I know how to do this stuff. I was like, and I was joking around. I posted, dropped James Estep and ran over, punched him in the head, got for out because I was training for an MMA match right before that. I kind of like my head was ready just to go in on him, and I
Yeah.
tried to stop myself, but I still did it. But I posted that. I was like, that would have been a 15-second, TKO and Dirty Boxing. I said, so give me a shot, man. Put me on undercard, put me on a prelims or something. Like give me somebody you think's gonna beat me up, and let me throw hands with them, and I'll try it out. Let me know.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not that I think I'm gonna go in there and like beat up Gable Stevenson or something. you know,
Yeah.
it's not even
Yeah.
like I think I'm gonna walk in and do that. It's that I think you put me in there and you give me the right opponent or maybe even the wrong opponent, and I get in there. I believe I'm tough enough to get the job done in that
Yeah.
environment. So. And that may sound cocky or whatever, but I also just you can't go in there and go, oh, I'm gonna get beat up every time. But you can
Yeah.
be okay with it. You got to be like, cool, like this could happen. You can't beat yourself up too much, but you got to really have the wherewithal to know that you ain't gonna quit.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
and that style of fighting is like really fun for me. MMA on your feet, no kicks is like whatever, but like it's MMA on your feet. Like,
Yeah.
the guy goes down, you get to hit him, and you get to do a lot more clinch work, which is nice
Yeah.
without getting separated. But sometimes you get a clinch. And yeah, you take a breath or whatever, but sometimes you're waiting for them to shift their body, like in if you I don't know if you've ever grappled or anything, but sometimes you'll get in like a collar tie or whatever,
Yeah.
and you're kind of waiting for them to shift their body so you can snap down. You're waiting for them to shift their body so that you can throw that punch. And when
Yeah.
you're in the gym training and you get into clinch, if you don't have a coach that's right there with you to separate you or to keep the pace going, you'll get complacent and stay in that little pocket for a moment to find your next punch or whatever. But when you're in a boxing ring and you're actually in a competition, you clinch up. If you take a second and you're not throwing, they're like break it up right off the
Yeah.
bat. So you don't really get that much time to work. A couple of the coaches over in Ohio that you know I've done some smokers with over there, they've let you get that inside work because they're inside fighters, so they're aware of what you're doing. And every once in a while you'll get a coaches, refs, but there's a couple refs over here who understand like the clinch work and inside work, and they'll let you get that working on there. But every once in a while, man, we get a guy, and every time I clinch up, he wants to break us up. And I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Like, let me work.
I've seen refs like that.
Yeah, I was like, this is where I need to be at for this fight. Is I need to be on the inside of this guy, and you keep separate so you can hit me on the way in. Like, this is not working out very well for me. And not that I don't have an outside game. Like I have a good jab. I just and I'm good at slipping out there jab and catching them afterwards. Like I can fight either way. I'm cool with that. But uh, I feel like I'm more effective when the guy's willing to go blows with me into center. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stand here and get close to me. I feel like that's when I'm
Yeah.
more effective. But no one will do that. No one wants that. It's been it's been an uphill battle with that because everybody keeps doing. They figured out that if they jab me and run away, that they're going to get to points and get to win. And like I said, that's not a fight, man. Like what did
Yeah.
you sign up for? You sign up to play a game of tag,
Yeah.
you know? Like
I don't really.
are we playing tag? We're going to play tag. Like, people call it tagging them and run away. Like if you were playing fucking tag, then I need a bigger field or something. I'm a big guy. I don't need a
Yeah.
little. I need a 12 by 12 field to play tag with you, man.
Yeah.
Like let's fight. So I don't know. It just that stuff pissing me off a little bit, but
Yeah. Okay. So just to kind of shift away from the fighting for a second, uh, do you want to talk about Sora for a little bit? Because I see where you share those videos and stuff. Like, do you want to plug your Sora and maybe I'll mention it in the video and stuff and get you some followers? Because
nah.
I do Sora content too.
If somebody sees it, they can check it out. That stuff, I don't know. I'm still mixed feelings about AI. I just think it's funny. Like, and I
Oh
like
yeah.
me and Eli, me and Elijah Thacker, like we got on our little like we've kind of created our own little narrative story now. Like
Yeah.
I'm a lawman hunting down his clones, and I'm fighting him
Yeah.
in the alleyway, and and then every once in a while, me and him and Keith Noah will go hunt Mothman, and
Yeah.
it gets.
I've seen those videos.
Did you
Yeah.
see us? I don't know if you've seen us Jello fighting, but it's on Android now. So like, I think it's probably gonna be the next TikTok. I think it's gonna blow up
Yeah.
as people get on there making content. But
It's
you can
fun.
do
It's
some
easy to
serious content. You
use.
can do, yeah.